In this series of videos, we want to look at some problems that may involve us having to convert from one system of measurement to another. In other words, we may have to convert from a measurement in the metric system to the household, or from the household to the metric. Let's take a look at the first one. And again, you can find the sheet of problems there on the website. It's a PDF file that you can download so that you can follow along. The first problem says convert 6 ounces to milliliters. So we have 6 ounces. Ounces is a unit of measure of liquid volume in the household system. We want to know what would that be equivalent to if we were measuring liquid volume in the metric system using the milliliter unit. So we need to be able to convert from ounces to milliliters. So we have to take our conversion chart, and the conversion chart that gives us conversions gives us equivalences between the systems. So if we look down the household column and we see we're looking for ounces, we come down there, we see 1 ounce, and we look over in the metric column, it says 1 ounce is equivalent to 30 milliliters. So if you have 1 ounce of liquid that you've measured out using a household measurement, that's equal to 30 milliliters if you were measuring in the metric system. So we can take this equivalence and we can create our conversion fraction. We want to get rid of ounces, so the ounces will go in the denominator. We want to keep milliliters, so that would be in the numerator. 1 ounce is equivalent to 30 milliliters. So the ounces will cancel just as we want them to. We'll have milliliters as our unit of measure, and 6 times 30 gives us 180. So 180 milliliters of liquid is measuring the same amount of liquid as 6 ounces would be measuring. Let's look at problem 2 as another example of converting between the systems of measurement. Problem 2 says convert 120 pounds to kilograms. So we want to convert 120 pounds to what would its equivalent be if we were measuring using the metric system for weight, the kilogram. Well, if we look at our equivalence that we have, our equivalence chart, in the metric system, 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds in the household system. So 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds in the household system. So we can use this equivalence to convert from 120 pounds in the household system to the number of kilograms that would be in the metric system. So we want pounds to disappear, so we'll put that in the denominator. We want kilograms to remain, we'll put that in the numerator. And 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. The pound dimensions will cancel just as we want them to. And our arithmetic becomes 120 divided by 2.2. Now, when you do that division, you get a repeating decimal. It comes out to 54.545454. And it would probably be appropriate to round that to the nearest tenth. So that would be 54.5 kilograms is the same measurement of weight as 120 pounds. This is a conversion that's very important for us to be able to do in some of the work we're going to be doing here in later videos. We're going to be dealing with situations where a drug is administered based upon a patient's weight, and almost always the patient's weight, or excuse me, the administration of the drug is given per kilogram of the patient's weight. So if we were given the patient's weight in pounds, one of the first steps we'd have to perform would be to convert that patient's weight to kilograms, and then we could continue on with the problem. Let's look at one more conversion here in this particular video. Let's suppose we're wanting to, problem 3 says convert 80 milliliters to cups. So 80 milliliters, we want to convert that to its equivalent in cups in the household system. Milliliters is metric system, measuring liquid. cups is in the household system measuring liquid? Well, if you look at your equivalents and you find cups, if you look under the household column, it says 1 cup is 240 milliliters. So 1 cup is the same amount of liquid as 240 milliliters. So we can use this relationship in our conversion fraction to get to cups from milliliters. We want milliliters to go away. We want cups to remain. And 1 cup is 240 milliliters. So the milliliters will cancel. 80 over 240, that's really what we have here, isn't it? We really have a fraction, 80 over 240. And perhaps you recognize that both of these numbers are divisible by 10. 10 goes into 80 8 times. 10 goes into 240 24 times. And what is 8/24? Doesn't that reduce to 1/3? So 8/24 reduces to 1/3. So 80 milliliters of liquid is the same amount of liquid as 1/3 cup of liquid.